Great light, oh, great light. Yes, it is a beautiful day. It is a beautiful beginning. Every day is a new beginning. The end happened last night, friends. The end happens every single night. Just so you know, when you close your eyes, that's the end. Close, that's the end in a sense. Then you begin in a new day. That is the beginning. Another thing I want to add on my page here. Yes, one of the only people that was there for me when I needed them the most was my higher self, God. God was there for me when I needed them the most. So do I need anybody else? No, not really. I don't. But I know a lot of people still do not believe in a higher power. They still don't believe they're God. They still don't believe in a God. You need to know there's more than one God, friend. There's more than one. A lot of people aren't taught this, but we're all gods, friend. We're all gods. We're all on God's side. Whether we know it or not, that spark is in there somewhere. It's in there somewhere. So yes, my grand divine spark has been the thing that has kept me going. It has kept me going. I am very open to the spirits to come and speak with me. I invite all the spirits that love me to come and play with me. I invite everything into my life that is beneficial to me. I do this as an open book, friend. There is no division. I don't create any division. I'm always open for my highest timeline, my highest powers to come through, whatever I need be, whatever doesn't serve me. It just doesn't have access. I've pretty much kept that channel very clear in my own mind here. I've got an order, you guys. I've got an order in my head how everything should work out, how everything should be organized, how everything should go. I have a plan, friend, and usually things go just like I planned them to go because I make the plan, I make the steps, I follow the step program. Yes, I create the program. I create the program that I want. First what I do, if you want to know my process, as an Aquarius / Capricorn, I have a process, friend. First, I set a goal. Okay? First, I set the goal, and then I tell myself, we're going to make the goal. We're going to win. We're going to get it done. It's going to work out. And it usually does. It usually does when I follow the steps that I create. So I create the steps. 1, 2, 3. I try to keep it at 3 steps to make it the easiest. And sometimes time does get in the way. That's why I take my time. Lots of people here are in a hurry. They like to rush. Like a Russian, they like to rush and rush. And for me, it's not about getting there. We're going to get there. We could take detours. We can stop and, waste a little bit of time. We can take our time as long as we want. We'll get it done. Don't you worry about it. An Aquarius knows when to get it done. Aquarius knows what needs to happen and when, and it gets done right on time. Everything's right on time for me, friend. Everything's right on time. The spring is here. Wow, it's right on time. Isn't that funny? I've noticed as an adult, every spring has been on time. So it must mean our calendar's working just right. A lot of people, they don't know which calendar to trust, friend. And I'm going to tell you straight up, trust the sun and the moon. You don't even need a calendar. Just go and use your eyeballs. Use your eyeballs, and then you can look and see the calendars that man has created and, compare the calendar to the sun. Maybe you'll see why they have the calendar. Just like the wheel. I use the wheel, the zodiac. Everybody's seen it. Because I keep showing it over and over. I know. It's like a broken record on repeat. But it's not broken, friend. It is broken in a sense, but it's not broken. It's broken in a sense because it's the egg that cracked, but it's not broken either. It's broken in a sense that it's the spiral, but it's also the circle, Yeah. This is the clock that I use. I use this for the sun. And I'm going to tell you something. The Gregorian calendar lines up just right with it because it's a sun-moon hybrid calendar. I knew this because I used my math, I used my eyeballs, and I used my grand blueprint. It tells me everything I need to know about the seasons. When to start and when to stop. And you need to know this is the 420 stop right here. Every little bar here is a stop, you guys. It's a stop and a start at the same time. That's why when you look at this wheel, you're wondering where's the beginning and the end. Well, you could start here. You could start here at a beginning on this line, or you could start here at a beginning on this line. But I've showed you how to find that balance. I showed you how to find the balance when you put Cancer at the top, Libra right there, that line and that line. Balanced wheelhouse right there. This is your calendar that your sun follows this right on time. Every time it's right on time. Yeah, so if people are wondering about, how accurate is time and if time is real, friend, you've got 4 seasons. Spring, summer, fall or autumn, and winter. Yeah, and I'm going to tell you something. Even the birds know this calendar. I've seen them. The birds know the calendar. They know when to come in and play. Yeah, in the springtime. They also know when to take their asses somewhere else where it's warm because winter comes. Just like that bear. That bear, he naturally knows when to go and hibernate. Yeah, because they got this built-in clock. Just like this whole place has a built-in clock. So if you're wondering if the time that we're following is accurate, friend, is there a day and a night? Is there a day and a night? How long has there been day and night? How long has there been seasons? Okay, for a long time. Yeah, so following that calendar, just the natural calendar, that's going to be helpful. Okay, we had our beginning in January down here for Janus, for Saturn. I've showed this in my other videos to show how this is the solstice. Okay, this is like the lowest point for the sun. And then he begins to climb back up the ladder. That's why you have your beginning in January. Because it's down here at this part, and then he climbs up the ladder. Wait, he climbs up the ladder this way. Yeah, climbs up the ladder this way. Okay, and then once we get past this quarter house, we get into the spring for the equinox right here. It's here, you guys. The 21st of March, where we march on into heaven right here because it's going to be officially spring. Once we get past this part here, we spring up. Okay, it's another beginning. It's another beginning for the year of heaven. When we enter into heaven, okay, because heaven's at the top of the wheel. When you enter into Aries, the air rises. It rises. Okay, and we begin the new year in a sense again. So yes, this is a very accurate calendar. It's very good for your seasons. This is the Farmer's Almanac. This is the Farmer's Almanac right here. And I'm going to tell you something. I have eyeballs. I can go outside and I know where the sun is going. I've lived several different places. I've followed the sun. And I'm going to tell you, that calendar that the sun plays out, it's a good calendar, friend. It's accurate. And I'm going to tell you a lot of the other calendars are accurate too. They're all accurate. They're all just showing you a different perspective. Many perspectives give a grand image. So I don't stick with one perspective only. I utilize all the perspectives I have been supplied with on this planet for the intel so that I may gather and become more intelligent. So yeah, I wanted to get on my soapbox again, talk about the grand soapbox right here, the grand wash in the well.